Hello again. There is a popular perception in Britain that it is increasingly rare to be seen by a British doctor. Indeed, some people are referred by their GP to a hospital, visit the hospital, and end up with a specialist consultation, and never once are they seen by a doctor born in this country. This is a little strange. There is also a good deal of anecdotal evidence that many of these foreign doctors are not really up to scratch. Either their English is poor, or they don't seem to know their business, or, often enough, a combination of the above. What's going on? Let's take these points one by one. First, why are there so many foreign doctors now practicing in Britain? This is simple. Training doctors in this country is very expensive and time-consuming. Our medical schools are very, very picky about whom they take, and they expect applicants to have a shining array of A-levels at A-star, and even then there are separate entrance examinations. If you wish to study medicine at Barts in London or at Oxford Medical School, you will not only have to have absolutely tip-top A-levels, you'll also need to sit the biomedical admissions test, known as the BMAT for short. The course then lasts for 5 years. It's full-time, obviously taking place at the university with lectures and all the rest of it. The result of all this is that we produce very good doctors, possibly the best in the world, but it is a very costly process. We simply can't afford to train as many doctors as we need. In 1991, the population of the United Kingdom was 57.5 million. 30 years later, it had increased by 10 million to 67.5 million. We need more and more doctors, and we simply cannot keep up with the pace of increase in the number of people in Britain who want GPs and hospital visits and so on. The easiest and cheapest way to deal with this problem is to recruit foreigners. Here is the problem though. Many of these people are not proper doctors at all. To illustrate what I mean, click on the first link in the description to this video, which will take you to the website of a company called Study Medicine Europe. One section is called Study Medicine Caribbean, and it offers a 3-year medical degree with no qualifications necessary and no entrance examination to assess suitability. Students can, moreover, do almost all the course online without even needing to visit the universities providing these qualifications as doctors, which are based in Barbados and also various small islands like St Vincent. For £5,500 a year, one can study online with these outfits and qualify as a doctor after 3 years. Best of all, this qualification is recognised in Britain. In the interest of research, I contacted the company and sent off a CV displaying a fairly basic education and no particularly good grasp of the English language. They replied very swiftly and told me that I can start in January if I pay that £5,500 up front for the year. It is a tempting prospect. Just 3 years at £100 a week, studying online, and at the end of that time I will be recognised in this country as a qualified doctor. Now, I may of course be wrong, but I venture to suggest that even the most ardent fan of this channel might not be prepared to trust my clinical judgment after such a short course of online study. Mind, it would be worth something to be able to claim to be a medical doctor. Certainly worth £15,000, I think. Right here is the nature of the problem, and it is why we are seeing more and more useless foreign doctors in our hospitals. It is because they are not really doctors in the sense that somebody who has attended a medical school in this country is a doctor. Employing such people is a recipe for disaster. What about the second point I made, that there is anecdotal evidence that many of these people are ignorant fools who can barely understand English? This is not hard to demonstrate. The General Medical Council, who are charged with maintaining standards and investigating complaints against doctors, keep a record of all such proceedings. For instance, those doctors who have not actually been struck off but warned to mend their ways following complaints which were justified. I give a link to this in the description to this video. Looking at the list, when you click on that site, of those whom the GMC have censured in this way, soon tells us what is going on. Let's pick a random recent month, October this year, and look at the names of the doctors who received warnings. We read Dr. Saif Aouf Rahman Al-Azawi, Dr. Wendmu Ayanu Maskeli, Dr. Muhammad Shaib Talib, Dr. Zara Panakarim, Dr. Kwanki Ki Yuan, Dr. Tane Rajanikan Sheth, and Dr. Oluwayemi Si Agabensawa. Can anybody tell me what's wrong with this picture, children? Why, that's right. None of them are, at first glance, at any rate, British. It is the same as you run your eyes down every list published in this way by the General Medical Council relating to complaints which have been upheld against doctors, including those struck off. Almost all of them are foreign. It does rather look as though quite a few foreign doctors are indeed useless. This is yet one more of those subjects which people discuss privately and in hushed voices for fear of being branded as racist Little Englanders or far-right Brexiteers. An awful lot of doctors in Britain are, as I suggested in the title to this video, useless and inefficient foreigners.